everyone, and thank you for your attendance. So we're going to speak about a subject that is really strong for us in Binance. It's the community. Basically, it's all about community, and our success can be explained mostly because of our community. So I want to thank you all to be there to listen to us and to discuss with us. On my left, very important people that I used to work with. So Rabbin Des Bois, Rabbin Hood, bravo to be there.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be there.
And Ran.
Nice to be here.
Alors, first, I think the best way is to introduce ourselves, introduce our community, the way we do it. Alors, me, I animate a lot the Binance Angel community in France and in Europe. What about you, Rabbin?
So basically, I'm a YouTuber, I'm a writer, I'm writing my third book, and all I do is about cybersecurity and the digital consciousness. My belief is that we are living in a next world, in a world that is completely ruled by the digital side. And so I do YouTube, I write books, and I want to spread this message the most I can.
Awesome. So my name is Ran. A lot of people know me as Crypto Man Ran. I'm the founder of a company called Crypto Banter. We are building a live 24/7, 365 crypto streaming platform. The reason for that is in traditional markets, if you want to know what's happening in the market right now, you can switch on Bloomberg, CNBC, BBC, and you can get the information and get it from a live, credible source. But if you want that from crypto, it doesn't exist. So we are building 24/7 live, credible crypto streaming content. We're about a year and a half old. We instantly became the biggest live show in the world. We've got a community of over 1.5 million people across multiple platforms. And according to YouTube, we have the most loyal crypto community in the world.
Bravo.
Congrats.
Now, when we speak about safe and strong Web3 community, what are for you the pillars to create a good community that continue to work with you and work towards the same goal?
Well, if I may, the first thing I would say is, first of all, values. You cannot have a community if you do not share values. So you have to be sure that what you offer on the table is actually something that people will recognize and they share the value with you. Another thing, I would say, you need to be sure that your users are as safe as they could be.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think building a community, what we realized is that the reason why we built a community so quickly is because we didn't build a crypto show. We built a crypto reality show. So none of our stuff is scripted. All we do is we learn about crypto all day long, and then we tell you what we learned and what we're doing about it. Sometimes we're right and sometimes we're wrong, but we tell you what we're doing and why. And what we found is that the main pillar of building a strong community is around authenticity and not being, and letting them see the whole picture. So it's not only that they see you for half an hour a day, but they actually, specifically in our industry or in our business, they know us, they know all our producers, they know our personalities, they know when we have kids, they know what we do on the weekends, and it makes them feel very connected to us. So it kind of feels like transparency, authenticity, integrity. I mean, that's another thing. We specifically don't accept any money for token reviews. We don't do token reviews, we don't do paid reviews. So people trust us because they know that what we're talking about because either we're invested or because we think it's a really good project. And I think just to talk about the interesting thing around blockchain is that I think blockchain right now is about 50% technology and 50% religion or community. But I think that as we progress, the technology is going to become commoditized. And a layer one transaction is going to be a layer one transaction is going to be a layer one transaction. And so then it's going to become about 90% religion and 10% technology. And so, whereas every industry in the world really, really needs community and a loyal customer base and a loyal community, in blockchain, I think it's about 10 times more important because, again, it's a combination of religion and technology.
That's superb. Alors, you speak about transparency, and that's really a good motive, and also safety. How could you, and how in the daily life, you keep your users safe? What advice do you give them about safety and security? I love the fact of transparency and to admit that you can sometimes be wrong. It's the best way for people to follow you, to know the risk. But how do you keep them in a safe environment, and what advice would you give them?
So I think a lot of it comes down to, so you got to do the basics. I'll give you some of the basics. The first thing is, I'll give you, like, we're on YouTube. You get malicious comments in the comments, which often steal from people. Now, I know that a lot of you are sitting here going, no one ever responds to those comments. We have one community member that gave $500,000 to that comment, thinking he was giving the money to me. 6 months later, he sent me a message on Instagram, and he's like, where is my money? And I'm like, what are you talking about? We don't take money from anyone. And he's like, is this not you? And I said, no. And then we tracked the account. That account has over $1.5 million worth of money in it, because it's a blockchain account, so you can track it. So the first thing is you got to do the basics. The basics are you got to install things like YouTube Guard, and try and install as many softwares to protect people in the community. Second thing is education. The biggest reason why people are not safe in Web3 is because of a lack of education. And so we do our best to educate people about the basics, about things like never give away your words, never share your keys, never how to invest, etc. Ultimately, I think we have a responsibility to keep our people safe. We need to be transparent, be authentic, and educate as much as possible. We spend a lot of our time making educational videos, and in fact, we even have a crypto school, which is absolutely free. Anybody can join. It's an in-person school. When I say in-person on Zoom. And in that school, we give people the basics. How to start a wallet, how to protect your words, how to trade on an exchange, how to store your exchange passwords. It's the basics. And we really believe that anyone, before they come into our community, should go through our school program. Because that breaks down, it simplifies and breaks down all the important things you need to know into very small bite sizes that anyone can understand.
I completely agree with what you just said, Ran. To me, I believe that the most to be safe, to be safe, the most you need to actually learn something. And that's why, as a content creator, I want to do some things like tutorial. Actually, last week I was on a live stream with Binance for an hour and a half to actually do a full tutorial regarding cybersecurity. And to answer David's question regarding how to be safe, I would say that right now the best level of security is the YubiKey. It's a physical key that you need to plug inside your computer, your iPhone, in order to log in. That means that even if you get phished, even if someone sends you a phishing email and somehow you don't pay attention and you give your passwords, well, if you have the YubiKey, he won't be able to log on your account. So this is the ultimate level of security, and on my channel, this is why I recommend to everybody that is interested in crypto and Web3.
And I agree with you about the key. The problem is,
Thank you, bro.
If I tell my mother, who I really want to get into crypto, that she needs to use one of these keys, she really has no chance. Like, she's struggling with her password to log into a computer.
Of course, but she would struggle with blockchain as well, but no.
So that's the key.
I respect your grandma, by the way.
The key is that we need developers to innovate in such a way that Web3 applications become super easy to use.
I agree.
And that we don't have to use these ridiculous 12-word seed phrases and these very long private keys. Because to me, that's the biggest stress in crypto.
But it's down the line. What you want is actually down the line in 5 to 10 years. It's going to happen. But as of right now, like.
I think it's sooner. I think it's in the next 12 months.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay.
Risky bet. Risky bet, bruv.
Let's do a bet on that. I'm taking a bottle of champagne. For me, on this, and to derivate a little bit, the challenge right now is go from 8% to 20% of adoption, meaning we're still not going to have your grandma that's going to be able to use blockchain in the next 2 years. 2 years, it's going to be 20%. We're going to still have a population of adventurers, and I agree with you. As long as we have the 12, 24 seed phrase model, we cannot exceed those 20% of mass adoption. But anyway, we need to democratize by education, creating our own diploma. creating our new generation of people that study blockchain, because we learned blockchain after we studied life, but now blockchain is going to become a job, but also an academic path. In blockchain, you need to know security, informatic, and economy. Those three type of elements never been into an academic path already.
I think the answer is actually that in the first couple of years of blockchain, centralization is actually the answer. And I know that because we're in blockchain, we're all supposed to believe that decentralization is not, is why we're here. But in the first couple of years, I'll give you an example. The most exciting use case of blockchain today is NFTs. NFTs is cool, limited edition shit that anybody can own, and that, for me, is the biggest tool to bring mass adoption into blockchain. You can buy a movie ticket as an NFT, a concert ticket as an NFT, a profile picture as an NFT. But to do that, I don't want to have to use MetaMask, because the minute that you make me use MetaMask, you've destroyed my entire experience. The same thing with bridges. So have you ever tried to use a bridge? Like, wow. Like, to bridge tokens from Ethereum to Matic, you get a mild heart attack with the amount of time that it takes.
And a PhD.
So what's the answer? The answer is that the best way to bridge tokens is actually to use Binance, right? You want to bridge from Ethereum to Matic, just use Binance.
Yep.
Simple. You lose your keys, don't worry. You can just call the customer support. They'll give you a new password. So I think that the interim answer is that we use centralized entities, and then let it develop, and in 4 or 5 years' time, we can move to decentralized entities over time. And those that are more technologically advanced can use the decentralized entities now. But ultimately, that's why I think for the next 4 to 5 years, certainly centralized exchanges like OpenSea, like Binance, have got a big role to play.
I think, we are an onboarding platform, meaning that when you go and you take the airport, you go to an airport, you have a security check, and then you fly. And that's the same with blockchain and Binance in a way. Binance.com is a little bit the airport. The safe zone when you come back and go, you depart from here, you arrive from here as well, and in between.
Can I ask you guys a question here, and raise your hands just when I ask the question. How many of you are very, very, very scared to lose your private keys or your words? How many of you have sleepless nights about, shit, where are my private keys? Where are my seed words?
I'm raising my hand, just like it's the truth.
Okay, very few. How many of you have nightmares that maybe Binance, because it's centralized, will one day block your account or... Okay. So I'm saying it looks to me pretty equal, you know what I mean? So you just got to pick the lesser of the two evils.
Yeah, but I agree with you. I see what you did there. I think it's a great example to illustrate your point of view. But at the same time, you shouldn't, you should still learn about security and the whole ecosystem. David just said Binance was an airport. I feel like it's also a school in a way, because you can learn so many things. And yeah, especially about cybersecurity. Even if you trust Binance completely, you should still be sure to actually protect your account.
I'll give you some examples. Never have all your money on one exchange. Mistake. Never use your mobile phone number as your two-factor authentication.
Yeah.
Never use your normal email that you use on day-to-day emails as your email that you log into exchanges with. For every exchange account that you open a new email address, so that if one of your emails gets hacked, you only they only get hold of one of your exchanges. Never surf without using a VPN. All these things, because we're early adopters of a brand new technology, and because the implications of this technology are different from any other technology. In the past, if somebody hacked your computer, they may have got some personal details, etc. This time, if they hack your computer, they actually have your money. So it's linear. It's like, you hack my computer, you've got a lot of my money. It's completely linear. So you've got to make sure that you apply all these things to protect yourself. And the more money you have on exchanges and the more money you have in crypto, the more of these steps you need to apply to keep yourself safe.
One question to be because the advice question is now done, I would say. But did you already yourself personally experience, a breach of security or a hack? Let's demystify, because I think on this room we are both experts, and I think we're experts because we lived the things.
I'm not going to lie, I think I've been exposed to every single attack in history. Starting off in 2016 when I sent 400 Bitcoin to a fake Ponzi marketing scheme. And the only reason why I did that, I mean, it sounds like a lot. At the time, it was $500 a Bitcoin, so it was $200,000. I sent 400 Bitcoin to, all my friends were investing in a mining play where their money was doubling every couple of days. And they all kept drawing their money until the one day when I actually decided that I'm going to put my money in, and then they switched off the website and it was gone.
Oh.
So it started like that. Then it went to sending money to fake ICOs. Then it went to people sending me and doctoring Telegram messages of where I should send money. And then obviously because we're in the limelight, because we're on YouTube, people try to attack us and hack us all the time. All the time.
Yeah.
And that's why, as I say, number one, I don't manage my own crypto.
Okay.
My crypto is at custodians, because I know that
You don't want to risk.
with 1 million people trying to hack me every day, one of them is going to get through. And obviously I apply all the other things. Like, as I say, if I'm using exchanges, I use different emails for every single exchange. I don't use my phone as a 2FA. So you got to try and make as many levels as possible, because as I say, unlike most other things in your life, this is irreversible.
Yep.
If they get your money, forget about it. I'll give you one example quickly. I have a friend who phoned me the other day. He was on the phone. He was speaking on the phone. While he was speaking on the phone, someone ran up to him, grabbed his phone. 10 minutes later, all his crypto had been moved off his Binance, his FTX, and everything else that he had on his phone. Okay? Now, I mean,
Yeah, but
hold on. Let me just make it simple for you.
Okay.
Every single person here has a phone. The fact that you're here probably tells me that you guys are all on Binance, which means that if I'm a criminal, I'm going to stand outside here. I'm going to wait for you guys to get on the phone. When I know you're on the phone, I know your phone is unlocked. I'm going to grab your phone. I'm going to have my ETH address ready, and I'm going to send it. If someone snatches your phone today, how exposed are you? You can steal my phone. There's not a single crypto app here, because I know that that's a risk. And that's the reality of it. You got to remember, the fact that you're at a crypto exchange, you've just told a crypto conference, you've just told everyone that you've got crypto apps on your phone. Reality. And if that money gets transferred from the Binance account, they've got your 2FA because it's on your phone, right? And once it's out of your Binance account, it's gone. You can never get it back. That's what happened to my friend, $150,000. He asked me, how can I get the money back? I tried to track the money. Within 10 minutes, that money had gone to 100 different accounts. I said, it's gone.
Yep. To answer what you just said, like, it's very true. I mean, crypto, what is good is that it gives back the power to the people. It's your money. Nobody can take it. If you give your money to a bank nowadays, especially in France, it's not your money anymore. You get an equivalent of your money. But having your own money is also a new set of responsibilities, just like you said, which is why digital consciousness, like David said, about economy, about cybersecurity, and about basic internet stuff is required. This is not, I completely agree with what you said, like all of us are targets. I just want to speak about my experience for a bit. So my name is Rabbin Des Bois, and I never show my face, and I never say my name, my real name. But I happen to be a content creator. I have over like 300K subscribers, and there is like a small army of people trying to find me. Like, this is my reality, you know, there are people trying to know who I am. And one day, something crazy happened, is that a guy used to have a similar address email just like me, and this guy got doxxed, and then he got spammed on the phone, and on his real address, real life address, people sent him pizzas and shit. Like, it was a nightmare for him, and he had to call the cops, just because they thought, the criminals thought that I was the guy. So I completely agree with what you said, and this is not like a game, and you need to educate yourself. We all need to educate yourself. The good thing is that Binance is here for you. We are there for you. I'm here for you, at least if you want me. And yeah, that's it.
Guys, I think we could spend like hours to speak about the subject and to be there. Actually, we can't, but you can find Rabbin and Ran on their channel, and also me on the Binance Live from time to time. So I want to thank all of you to be there. Stay safe. I think it's the last word that we
Stay safe.
do. And be safe, be aware of what you do, and be sure to test and experiment before you do reversible things.
I think just to finish off what you're saying, I think we're all privileged that we are part of the top 2, 3, 4% of the world to adopt this new technology. And as a result of that, you're here now, you're here early. And by virtue of the fact that you're here early, you're going to get amazing, amazing, amazing returns, have no doubt. Yeah. But it also means that you're going to have to keep yourself safe.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much for listening to us, guys.